up, people? Welcome back. Have an unfortunate video today. I was in my baby on the way to work and gave out on me. Just took apart the center console to make sure it wasn't any shifter cables or anything. Went ahead and got this thing in the air, and I'll go ahead and show you what it's doing now. All right, so for one thing, I don't need a clutch to go in gear. For another, both sides are supposed to be spinning, alternate directions, limited slip dip. I've had this happen before. I don't remember if it was a shift selector or a bad axle, but I'll get that figured out, and then of course we'll turn this into a video. Car's been doing good. This is the first tow I've needed in a year and a half, so can't be too upset. But go ahead and get this thing diagnosed. So I have gotten the shift selector out, and looking at it, I knew that AGP portion wasn't going to be an issue. That's an aftermarket part. But looking over the shift selector itself, there's nothing wrong. So all it leaves is the axle. I was looking at my actual shift forks. Those seem to be fine, as long as you can move them by hand. So yeah. I'm gonna get this thing thrown back in, and then probably tomorrow you guys will see me taking this axle out. Gotten the axle out. It's right here. The fact that we're breaking these axles is kind of confusing to me, because I always take them out and they're always in pretty normal condition. But what I'm thinking is my tow arm. When I was taking this out, I noticed that this portion that tightens it was loose. So I'm thinking that maybe when I was making that left turn, this put some more tension on the axle than it needed to with the play in here, and therefore caused the axle to maybe, I don't know, do some damage on the inside. It looks good, but I do have lifetime axles, so we're gonna go get this thing swapped out. But that's what I'm thinking our culprit was. So yeah, we're gonna go pick up the new one and then get it thrown in. I'm glad I caught this. Something told me to look into this transmission just a little bit more, and all the way excuse me, all the way back in there was this washer, or whatever you want to call it. This comes off the end of the axle, which keeps your axle in place. Now if you look at the end of it, it looks like this thing hit pretty good on the inside of the transmission. So what I'm thinking is that this washer backed out or expanded enough to come undone and caused us to lose power. So like I said, we're gonna get this thing swapped out. I'm glad I noticed this before I put in the new axle, because you would not want this thing floating around in there. so far everything feels great. I can tell that tie rod was actually pretty loose because now when I'm turning or getting on the brakes, I don't hear the brakes squealing or rubbing anymore. So I think the tow arm being loose. So the tow arm being loose is what I felt like was giving me all that play on my brakes. But it feels great. Just making a little lap right now and we'll be on our way. All right, people, welcome back. It is time to get hands on. This thing has gotten dirty while it's been sitting. Yeah. So, radiator took a piss, literally. New one is in. Right there. So let's get to it. So this is what we were dealing with, folks. It was shooting coolant out of here, and I think that this seal has finally given off. The car has no back pressure right now on startup. I think the seal has gotten worse, but we got the new. First step is going to be to get this thing drained. Alrighty, radiator is out. Had to fight with it a little bit more than I wanted to. Let's check out this coolant. Cloudy. So we're basically gonna do a coolant flush. I'm getting a little bit of rainbow film. Maybe a little bit of oil is mixed in there. Alright. New radiator has been put together. Fans on, AC shroud. So let's get it thrown back in. Alright guys, I'm going to be calling the video here. Car is idling great. Probably let it run for about 5 minutes with the heat on to pull some coolant into that heater core. It idled at about 145 for all of that 5 minutes, and then when I started revving, it went up to about 150. So it's idling good, cooling is running good. The heat did kick on a little hotter once it did hit that 150, so that heater core was full. So that's good. The car sounds good. Initially, the car didn't have any back pressure because it was leaking out of that radiator. So this car sounded like it had like 4 misfires in all the cylinders. So sounds a lot better. I'm gonna get this thing washed, take it on this little test drive lap, but I'm gonna end the video here. I appreciate you guys sticking through it. It's been a long 2 weeks, mainly because I've been waiting on that thing to come in, but we're all squared away. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I will catch you guys in the next video. Spindle is in for the Beetle. That'll be the next video that you see. Central is not going to be too far behind. Hold me to it. But I will catch you guys in the next video.